What's up, everybody? It's Anthony Morrison. Want to welcome you all to the Success Connection tonight. Just type in the chat box here if you're excited about an awesome training tonight. I'm excited about an awesome training tonight. Looks like everybody seems to be excited. We've got lots and lots of people saying hell yeah in the chat box, so that's pretty crazy. If you're on Facebook Live, go ahead and say you're excited if you've joined us. If you haven't joined us, come join us now. So we've got a phenomenal training lined up for you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, we are kind of celebrating our training with OMG, the OMG All-Star Week. It actually ends, okay? So it ends tonight. That's why it's super, super important. I'm glad that you're all here, and obviously those of you watching us on Facebook as well, because we've got a really killer training for you tonight. You'll still have an opportunity to join the All-Star team. If you don't, that's okay too. Whatever the case, we've got a phenomenal training available for you tonight. How many of you are here on the Success Connection for the very first time? Type the number 1 in if you are here for the very first time. Welcome, Gerald. Welcome, Gary and Neil and Don. You aren't here for the first time. Doreen, Pat. Don is laughing because I know Don's been here plenty of times. If you are here for the very first time on the Success Connection, all right, just say or type the number 1. Looks like Karen is here, Brian. Some of you are getting a little frozen up here. Charlie is the first time here, Ronnie, Edward, John Smith, Cynthia. Paul Davis is pretending he's new, but he is not new. He is very old. Sorry, Paul. You have been around for a while. Right? So one of the great things about the Success Connection is every single week we've got some new members with us. So it's really exciting. I always have a lot of fun. We have new people on, new students on, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So with that said, we are packed out. I would show you on here, but I'll have to flip it around. So we are literally tapped out on GoToWebinar, which means some of you on Facebook may not be able to get on. You'll have to keep trying. But we have maxed out the house yet again. So we got a couple of things we want to go over, and then we're going to turn it over and get started with our training. All right. So point number 1 that we want to go over. First thing is leaving Facebook comments. We're still going to be giving away $100 cash. So $100 cash prize tonight. All right, so $100 cash prize tonight. It's going to go to someone who leaves me comments on Facebook. Okay, so it's going to go to somebody who leaves me comments on Facebook. You'll have the opportunity to do that. This is the URL. You might want to write it down. You don't have to do that right now. We want you focused on the training. Most of the time what we want to do is we really just want to find out how excited you were, how well we did. What is our feedback? It's a way for us to pay you to tell us how to do better. How many of you like that? Just say yes if you like to get paid, to give us feedback, to tell us if we are doing good and what we could do better. What do you rate us? A 1, a 2, a 5, a 6, a 10, right? So we've got lots and lots of people chiming in on Facebook and on GoToWebinar, so that is awesome. So good. All right, so that's point number 1. Point number 2, pretty important point. And that is that we are giving away a $10,000 car. So if you are brand new for the first time on the Success Connection, then you're in for a real treat. Basically, what I'm doing and what I like to do is I always like to over-deliver to my students. As long as you come every single week, I'll promise to over-deliver every single week. So what I'm doing is I'm actually giving away a free car. Now, there's no strings attached to this car. It's not a leased car. I'm actually buying you a $10,000 car. So I'm buying you a $10,000 car, okay? And the only thing that you have to do to qualify to win is basically be connected with me on social media or make sure that you are on the Success Connection every single week. How many of you feel like that's fair rules? Just say yes if that's fair rules. Say yes. You can say it anywhere. A chat box, you can say yes on the, okay, I see yes is flying in everywhere, right? So very, very simple rules. Our goal is obviously to over-deliver and to give you as much value as we possibly can, and then, of course, to give you free stuff, right? So we give you free stuff simply just for paying attention. So that's going to be cool. So we've got that. So everybody that's here, congratulations, because you're going to continue to qualify for the free car. Now, the URL that you see on the screen is going to be the URL that you can go to for more information on the free car. You might want to write it down, whatever you want to do, perfectly fine. But tonight, we will go over that at the very end. Tonight, we've got our final chance. It's our final Thursday Success Connection where we have brought on Cotton. We've got a couple of other guest trainers. And basically what we're going to be doing is learning a super ninja technique tonight. Okay? So really, really cool technique that I think help all of you, everybody watching, no matter where you're watching us, can help you have massive success. So I want you to watch this technique. Now, of course, like last week, and you guys know that what we're doing is this is OMG week. We're basically teaching, and then we give you an opportunity to join the OMG All-Star team. The OMG All-Star team, most all of you probably already saw this last week, or you saw it last Sunday on the Encore. It's a phenomenal opportunity. It's not for everybody. It is for some people, and so you have an opportunity to join that. This will be your final opportunity to join our OMG All-Star team and get the bonuses that I provided for you. So it's pretty simple, but at the same time, we've got a lot of training to go over tonight. So we won't spend a ton of time. Like I said, I'm really trying to commit to keeping the Success Connection to 2 hours and not 2 years. So we'll do our best, okay? We'll do our best. But with that said, what I would like to do is get us started. So our agenda for the night, just so we're all clear, okay, our agenda for tonight. All right, you can see it on your screen. Step number 1, we're going to do a training. Cotton is going to come on and teach ninja techniques, okay? He's also going to have a couple of other people on with him. I'll let him introduce them as well, okay? So we're going to have a couple of guest trainers. Number 2, we'll talk about the OMG All-Star team, okay? Your enrollment. We'll see who all's enrolled. We'll see if you want to get enrolled. And then number 3, we'll do the Facebook plus cash giveaway. And we'll talk about the car. Okay? So that's the agenda for tonight. This is how this is going to work. This is how this is going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to switch the presenter screen over to Cotton. I'm going to let him get started, and I'm going to let him get started with the training. How many of you are excited about the training tonight with Cotton? Just say yes in the chat box. I need you to say yes in the chat box if you are excited. I need to see hundreds of yeses, because that's the only way that I'm going to know we're doing a good job. You're excited, you're engaged, and you're ready to rock and roll tonight. Just say yes in the chat box. I want to see lots and lots and lots of yeses. All right, very good. I see lots and lots of yeses coming in, which means we've got lots and lots of people excited. So what I'm going to do, Cotton, I'm going to put the presenter screen over to you real quick. I'm going to make you the presenter like this, just like magic. So everybody, we'll have Cotton on board with us. I'd like for all of you to say welcome to Cotton. Just say welcome, Cotton, in the chat box.
Great. It's great to feel this welcome.
There are so many welcomes for you, Cotton.
Oh, it's amazing. Anthony, tonight we're going to make this short and sweet. This is literally, we're going to go over one of the most powerful methods that we came up with last year.
So we can't see your screen, buddy.
Oh, hold on. You can't see my screen.
No, Cotton, we must be able to see his screen.
How about now? Can you see the screen now?
There we go.
There we go.
Now we can see Cotton's screen, everybody.
Great. This is one of the most powerful methods that we've shown inside of OMG, and it's our free content that we give out. We've helped more people get to 5 figures a month with this than any other method, and it's still red hot today. And I'm going to go through and show you how tonight, how this still today, we went ahead and taught it to the new people that came into OMG a couple months ago, and they're killing it with it, and it's literally something that can never run out. So what we wanted to do with this is the last night of training. We wanted to give you value, whether you join OMG or not. We want to leave you with a lasting impression that Anthony brings on quality training, and you can take this, you can run with it, and I promise you, you can make a lot of money with this. So we're going to jump right into it, and I've got Stephen Floyd here with me also. Stephen, are you with me? Want to make sure you're on?
Hey, Cotton, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Stephen and I are going to run through a method. Stephen and I came across this last year. Stephen came up with a bunch of methods to fix this. So we've been teaching this together for the last year, and we're excited to teach this right now because this is what's going on and what's hot right now. What you see on my screen right now is something that just came out a couple days ago, and it's great news because OMG is about free traffic, and it also teaches people how to do search engine optimization. We were excited to see that the forecast is showing that there's going to be $80 billion spent on search engine optimization by the year 2020 with local businesses and everything. So obviously, everyone's in the right. And SEO's included internet, email marketing, list building, all of that sort of stuff. So obviously, you're following the right people. Anthony's always been at the forefront of everything. This lesson that we're going to teach tonight is going to show you just how smart Anthony is, because if you haven't got the mobile opt-in, you're crazy. It's like one of the hottest things that you could get in 2016 and 2015. And this lesson is going to marry it right along with it, because we're going to be talking about mobile-friendly websites. And we're going to jump right into it. You're going to see just how much it is so important to Google about everything mobile, and how Anthony had the foresight, the wisdom, and just seeing ahead and was able to create something like mobile opt-in that literally has helped thousands of people right now with their businesses. So we're just going to jump in. We're going to look at another article right here, and what it says is that it's absolutely official. And the reason that everyone's talking about mobile right now is, if you didn't know it, mobile has overtaken desktop searches. And that's incredibly powerful. When you think about that, it's up to now, the last time I checked, 64% of all searches come from a mobile device. 64%, and it's growing every day. It could be anything in your pocket, from a cell phone, from an iPad, to your Galaxy, to just anything. People are using it more and more to search. Desktop keeps getting lower and lower. But one of the most important aspects of that is this. It's not that people are using it more. There was a study that's just shown that people are sharing from their mobile devices 2 times more than they are from a desktop. So that's what makes mobile so powerful. So when you see a piece of content, or maybe that you see something that you like, more people sharing it, which means people that are using mobile are more interactive, they're more likely to engage. It's just where everything's going in the future. So what we're doing is also staying ahead of the curve. There's not many people that you're going to hear teach and talk about this. So I just wanted to set the context up with this to let you know just how powerful it is, and Anthony knows how powerful it is as well. The next thing is about a year ago, Google came out and literally warned all local businesses and everyone with a website that you really needed to have a mobile-friendly website. And we're going to get into that a little bit more, but Google really penalized a lot of people. You might not know, but there's 2 different search indexes. One is for mobile, the other is for desktop. And you can absolutely rank differently in both of them. So that's why I wanted to give you the context of, we're well over mobile searches and we are desktop searches. So if everyone's followed me so far, just give me a 4. If you're following me so far about just how powerful mobile is, give me a 4. Great. But this article, as you could see, was written in March 16th, which is literally about a month ago. Google tried to be very lenient with all businesses for the last year. And they tried to get everyone on the mobile bandwagon and have a mobile-friendly website. And now Google's done it again. 1 year later, exactly 1 year after they announced the clampdown, Google's came out again and says that they are going to even clamp down the screws even harder next month. So we still have a month to jump on this. So it's also time sensitive, and it's also there. People are calling it mobile-geddon. And what's going to happen is, if local businesses, or if your website isn't mobile friendly, it could absolutely abolish all of its rankings. And it's real. We have Google warning people. Google never comes out. And inside OMG, we're at the pulse of everything Google does with algorithms and everything. It's very rare that Google just comes out and just tells everyone, listen, you need to do this or you're going to pay the price. And it's in press all over everywhere. We can go to, to TechCrunch, and it just talks about Google's latest mobile search algorithm update makes having a mobile-friendly website even more important. And you can just do, mobile-friendly 2016. You'll be able to pull up Huffington Post, Forbes. You'll be able to pull up enough ammunition from all the top, internet marketing-related or tech sites everywhere talking about how important it is and that Mobilegeddon is absolutely coming here in about 4 weeks. Now, Google's warned everyone. So what I want to do is just kind of show you a little bit about what it looks like. So I took some screenshots from my phone, and as you can see, I did a search for Chicago SEO, and as you can see, right here it says mobile friendly. So this is from your cell phones or your tablets. This is what it's going to look like. If the site is mobile friendly, you can see where my mouse is circling around right here, then you'll have that mobile friendly kind of a light gray stamp right there. And if you notice, everyone, and obviously thank God because they're all SEOs in one of the biggest cities in the United States, this is Chicago SEO, they all have mobile friendly websites. But the thing of it is, what does it look like when a site doesn't have it? So here's something that I just pulled up randomly, and I just did junk removal Orlando, Florida, because that's where I live. And if you notice, the very top site has mobile friendly, but look at number 2. There's no mobile friendly. You don't see the same thing that you do here. It's gone. And that's how easy it is to find these. So what happens is this 800haulout.com, I guarantee you this Christopher Johnson right here says he's a local owner. His business really depends on this. I guarantee you that with him being a local business owner and with it affecting 64% of his searches, that's going to affect him quite a bit. So what could happen is next month when Google rolls out this algorithm that's Mobilegeddon, this guy could just get wiped out and it could lose half of his business. Maybe all of his business is coming from mobile. We don't know, but it's serious. So it gives us a great reason to reach out to these businesses and say, hey, look, we can absolutely fix this problem. Now, what we've learned inside of OMG is when we want to reach business owners, we want to reach them from there in a position that they really need us. If you feel great right now, you really don't need a doctor. But if you accidentally chop your finger off, you need a doctor right now. Or if you find out that, you have an illness, you want it taken care of right away. Chances are Christopher Johnson here at this number 2 position is literally out there working, sweating, collecting junk. He's not an expert at internet marketing or website building. Chances are he has no idea this is going on, but he would be concerned if he knew about it. So when you deal with someone that's in a position of pain, you're coming to him saying, look, here's all of the articles that we're showing you right here. There's more desktop than searches. Google's coming with this Mobilegeddon. Here's all the articles for it, and you don't have a mobile-friendly website. So what you can even do further is Google has its own mobile-friendly test website that you can go to test and see if any site is mobile-friendly. So I'll just put my site in here just for that, and you can check it, and it just runs. So you just enter it in, and you analyze it, and if it wasn't important, Google wouldn't put up a free test for everyone to actually do it. Now, what I want to do is obviously you're like, hey, well, Cotton, well, that's great. I don't know how to change sites to mobile friendly, and obviously I don't know where all these leads are. But what I'm here to explain to you is that there is millions and millions and millions of these websites that are out there, and they're so easy to find that it's absolutely ridiculous. So what I want you to do is I want you to do a very simple test with me. I want you to follow me because you're going to be blown away after you do it. What I want you to do is while you're listening to me right now, with your cell phone in your hand, I'm going to randomly do this, and I'm going to give Anthony this link to give to you guys that's going to have over 6,000 niches that's in anything. So, you know, from bail bonds to cemeteries, just anything. There's 6,000 niches that you can type in Google and search. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly just run this through here, and I'm going to stop it right here. So what I'm going to do here is life coaching right here. And Anthony, just to make this realistic, give me a city out of anywhere, any big city in the United States.
Oh gosh, big city in the United States. Well, let's see. Why don't I ask everybody on the chat and on Facebook? Give me a city,
Sure.
A big city. We'll see if we can't get. Let's see. Michael says city on a hill. Let's go with a legitimate city.
Right.
Looks like Sharon says New York City, and so why don't we just go with New York City?
Okay. What I want everyone to do is I want you to get on your cell phones and I want you to search for, and I just randomly stopped here. I had no idea where I was going to stop, life coaching. So type in life coaching New York City from your cell phones, and I'm going to do it with you right now. So just follow along if it's a little slow here, because I've never searched for this term before, ever. So life coaching New York City, and I'm going to search, and right away I'm going to look down and I'm going to look for mobile friendly, and right here the very second one is not mobile friendly. Oh yes it is. Hold on. But we'll go here. So how many of you found Julie Holmes Life Coach New York City? Julie Holmes, just put it in the chat box, in the GoToWebinar chat box or Facebook, that you found Julie Holmes. And if you notice, she does not have a mobile-friendly website. Now, we randomly did this. We just kind of ran it like a roulette wheel, stopped it on a niche. We let you guys pick the city, and we were able to find someone right there that doesn't have a mobile-friendly website. I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you there are millions and millions and millions of businesses that are going to get hit by this, and there's not enough people. I guarantee you that if every one of you, even all of anyone that we can get together, whether it's 10,000 people, we could not eat up all of the leads that you can find from this. So simply what we would do is we would contact her and let her know about this. And we generally charge anywhere from $350 to $500 is generally the sweet spot. What we do to tell her that we can assist her with this, and I'm going to let you know exactly how I've done that and how many people inside of OMG have been able to do this to generate well over $10,000 a month. But first, what we want to do is, I bet that all of you, now, but first, answer me this. Aren't you blown away that you were able to find a lead this, just like Gimme mind blown in the webinar chat box? I mean,
yeah, how about you guys give us a hashtag never give up, right? We always talk about never give up on doing what you need to do to be successful. So give us a hashtag never give up, because look, if you don't give up, if you don't stop trying before you start, then you have an opportunity to find things like this, to find little niches, little things that nobody else knows exist, unless you're in a community and with a bunch of people that actually are doing what we teach, right? Meaning they're practicing the whole never give up mentality, right? They're on it every single day, doing new things, coming up with new things. So hashtag never give up. I see lots of never give ups coming in, Cotton. So I'm thinking that everybody's on the same page. Now they see, look, success and building a successful business is all about the opportunity. It's all about finding, remember we talked about last week, we talked about not trying to drive traffic, because that's what people do when they just fail. We talked about stepping in front of traffic that's already there. There's already traffic here, right? So we're just stepping in front of it, right? That's what OMG teaches you to do. Well, one of the things that I think is super, super important about this is when you build a business and you want to have success, the first thing you've got to do is try to find leads. It's, oh my gosh, where do I get a lead? Where do I find somebody that wants what I have, right? Typically, you have to pay a lot for leads. Do you guys see how we just showed you how to find completely free leads. Just say yes in the chat box if you understand what just happened. This is lead generation for $0. If you can provide this service, if you can get businesses' websites mobile friendly, and Cotton's going to show you how that's done, and he's also going to show you, kind of what you can charge for it, why you can charge for it, and why it makes so much sense. If you can perform that task, and we just showed you how to get free leads, isn't it pretty simple to put the two together and make money? Yeah, that's right. I see a lot of yeses. Exactly. That's why you can't afford to miss the Success Connection on Thursday nights, because of stuff just like this. This is paid content, by the way. In 99.9% of courses and trainings, this is a paid content piece of content you would have to pay for. But with OMG, this is the free content, right? And this is brought on because of such a big community of people that are trying their best to always be outthinking everybody else. So, Cotton, I'm going to let you take back over. I might have to turn off my GoToWebinar and turn it back on because my camera's all frozen.
Sure. Yeah.
You might hear me sing a little bit when I come back.
No, that's okay. I was going to ask you if you have control. I need to give the screen to Stephen, and mine's just spinning. Do you have any sort of control? Or Stephen?
Is he the other Cotton that's not a presenter?
Yeah.
I can take control if you want, Cotton.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
Take control.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to bring on Stephen Floyd right now. Stephen Floyd is one of our ninjas that's one of our player coaches that are inside of OMG. Stephen's always at the cutting edge of everything that's going on. He literally spends all day long research and developing software, finding out if there's any worthiness to us to bring it in, looking at algorithms, niches, SEO, everything. He's literally a brainiac that's inside there. And he's going to walk you through. And Stephen is so amazing at what he does. I mean, if you guys are not blown away that we've just shown you unlimited lead source to get this, like there's literally unlimited, Stephen's going to absolutely blow you away when he shows you how easy he's came up with this for you to convert a non-mobile friendly into a mobile friendly. So Stephen, please take it away, man. I think they're going to be blown away.
Can you see my screen, Cotton, my browser?
Yes, I can. Yes.
All right, perfect. Hey, guys. So what I'm going to show you, so Cotton has talked to you already about the mobile-friendly issue and how important it is. And so what I'm going to show you is how you can actually fix this for someone and make some money doing it. So I went back here to the mobile-friendly test, like Cotton showed you earlier, and I want to show you a site. So this is a test site. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in here, and it shouldn't take too long to run through this. Like Cotton said, you really have to believe that if Google's going to provide a tool to test something, that it's important. It actually added this to its handbook recently as far as how to rate websites overall being mobile friendly. So it's pretty incredible. So just give it a second here, and it's gonna come right in.
One of the things that I just wanted to throw into context with Stephen is, as easy as Stephen's going to make this look, it literally took Stephen a few months to make it look this easy. Trial and error, a lot of work. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and what I'm going to show you today is one of 5 methods that we have inside of OMG. So you see here that this site is not mobile friendly, all right? So that means that all the bad things that Cotton told you about earlier are waiting for this site. By the way, this makes a fantastic screenshot to send, but I think we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So, so I have this site here, and so I need to fix this and make some money, right? Get a foot in the door with this new business. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and go over to this site, and I am going to go here to plugins, and I'm going to add a new one. And I'm going to choose this one here, which is Jetpack by WordPress, and I'm going to hit the install button. After I hit the install button, that's all you have to do. That's already installed. I did that just to save us some time. It's right over here. And so I think we're about 15 seconds into this now. So I go to Settings, and I go down here to Mobile Theme, and I click the Activate button. And that's going to take probably 15, 20 seconds. And now I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to hit the Analyze button again. And, we'll do the wait here. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker this time. Normally when you run this, it takes about 15 to 20 seconds. So it's not too bad, especially not for a free tool. All right. So voila. Now, there's one thing about this though, Cotton. There's one thing you have to keep in mind about this though, is the cost for this. So
it's out there.
We didn't talk about this. Guys, do me a favor, if you could put in the chat box how much you think this plugin costs. You know, because Cotton, I mean, I'm not sure what you're charging for these. I know I'm charging minimum $500.
Yeah, no, I like do 500 to 750 just for the to convert over to a mobile friendly site.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good guesses in here. We got a whole range, everything from, you know, what, $27 to looks like $9.97. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if this were $500, you'd make your money back in like 24 hours. I mean, if you really did this. The cost for WordPress, this plugin, Jetpack, is, how much is it, Cotton?
It's free.
It's absolutely free. Absolutely free. So, so that's
you guys are mind blown by that. Yeah, I mean, if you're not mind blown by that, we're like giving you unlimited leads. All you need to do is basically search for Jetpack WordPress plugin, upload that plugin to your website, go into settings, hit activate, and it's done. And that's it. And that's how easy we've made it for you guys. You don't have to know search engine optimization. You don't have to know web design. You don't have to have a brick and mortar business. You don't have to go out, you know, and hire employees. You don't have to do anything. If you take action with this right now, you can literally go out and make some very, very, very good money off of this. Don't worry about stepping on anyone's toes, because I promise you, there's so many of these out there that you can't do them all. You'll get sick of it.
How many of you are just mind blown right now that literally on the Success Connection, we just taught you how to generate free money. It cost you nothing. You just saw how to do it. And then we just showed you where to get the leads and to get them for free, right? This is all going to be uploaded to the OMG All-Star Center. So I'll upload this as soon as the webinar is over tonight. I'll be uploading this for you. And of course, you all have the link to that. And I'll be putting it up on the screen in a little bit anyway. But the fact of the matter is, you can literally generate free money. You know, a lot of times we teach you techniques that are, I don't want to say difficult, because I don't think anything's really that difficult, but I will say that they're a little more, maybe they're a little more tech intensive, right? Where you actually need to know a little bit of stuff about the internet, right? With this, you almost don't even need to know anything, because all you're doing is you are literally clicking two buttons. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But the fact of the matter is that we do have, we live in a world where everything is going mobile. And Google and all other websites are focused on mobile. That's the way that it is. So since we are going mobile, since everything is mobile, since businesses know that, and all of you, most all of you have been on my webinars where we have talked about mobile opt-in. And I have given you the stats on mobile opt-in. They're insane, right? I mean, 60 and 70% of traffic all online on a mobile device, right? And by the way, guys, I don't see anybody's screen now, so we might need you to pull up the screen. But everybody on a mobile device. So if everybody's on a mobile device, then you know that business owners know that. And if business owners know that mobile devices are where it's at right now, then when you can turn around and you can give them a mobile-friendly website for literally cost you nothing, right? How many of you feel like you can make money with this technique? Just say yes for me. And Cotton, are we going to switch back to your screen?
Yeah, so I'm like trying to hit show my screen and it's spinning. So.
Oh, it's just spinning. Okay, we've got to wait for Cotton's screen to show, because GoToWebinar is a pain. Somebody needs to invent a better GoToWebinar, and then we won't have these problems anymore, because they are a pain. So everybody looks like they feel like they could make some money. Look, here's another strategy, okay, that I like to use, and I have used this strategy myself, okay, and it works really well. In fact, I might just try to pull out this trusty iPad Pro and do a little The little whiteboard session. How many of you want a whiteboard session? Just say yes if you want a whiteboard session on the success connection. All right, the success connection. It's a tongue twister when you are on the success connection, but you are also trying to do a whiteboard session. This creates many, many issues for those of us that talk too fast and probably too much. All right, so let's see. We'll just go here to OMG. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll have you a whiteboard session. And I'm going to show you exactly what I think you should do. If you want to start making money right now with this, well, that means you got to start somewhere, right? That means you actually got to get started. That's the biggest key to success with this, is getting started. And I believe I'm going to be able to show you exactly how that's done. All right? And I'm going to break it down for you very, very easily, provided that GoToWebinar lets me switch to my screen. So let's just, let's see if it works really fast. Cotton, are you still spinning in circles?
Yeah, I'm spinning in circles still.
Okay, you might have to log off, but hold tight before you do, and let me see if I can't make myself the organizer here. The presenter. Let's see. And if you guys hold tight, I'm going to share with you exactly what I think you should be doing. All right, let's see. Remind me of all this nonsense later. And here we go. It should bring it up and make me the presenter. I'll share my screen with you guys, and we should be live in just a second. So, one of the most important things, and my screen will come up here in just a second, one of the most important things when you're doing this is having a methodology, right? So a method in your head that can help you to have the success. How many of you realize having a blueprint is key? Just say yes if you realize having a blueprint is key. That's right. Having an actual blueprint that you can follow is probably the single most important thing that you could do, right? So what we want to do is try to draw out a blueprint for you so that you can actually now start to do what it is that you're trying to do. So we've got Cotton logging out, and he'll be logging back in here in just a second, but it appears that GoToWebinar tonight is on a tear, so give me just a second. It should be showing my screen now, but I know it's not, but it says it will in just a second, so we will. And what we'll do is we will draw out an exact blueprint for what you need to do in order to be successful. If GoToWebinar ever decides to share my screen, because I am the one sharing it. Let's see, does anybody, I know it's the norm. How many of you are annoyed with GoToWebinar? Just say yes if you're annoyed with GoToWebinar. I've actually never seen it do this bad. Like, it's literally just...
Oh, I've seen it this bad. Yeah, we've had it worse before.
I have never had it to where I literally can't share my screen. I mean, I can't share my screen. Can you share yours?
Yeah, I just logged back out and logged back in, and now I can, I'm like running fine right now.
Well, why don't you try to take the screen real fast, and I'll work on mine for the whiteboard.
Sure. Show screen. You guys should be able to see my screen right now.
Yes, sir.
Good. Great.
Got you.
Yeah, we can just continue with our part of it, and then we can come back to your whiteboard because I know that's very valuable. But what we're going to do is we're going to give Anthony this link so he can put it up here, and there's going to be tons and tons, 6,000 different niches right here that I have found. There's been so many SEOs, including some of our close friends of me and Anthony's that have copied this and have said 6,000 SEO niches, but it took me a while to get all these together. But you can see boat cleaning, cake decorators, chimney sweeps. It could keep you busy for the next year doing these. But what we're going to do is just kind of dig in and just show you how we get it done. And what you simply do is you pick out one of these business owners, like we showed you how easy it is to find them. You can use your mobile phone. We have easier ways to do this than just clicking and searching on your phone and like side of OMG, but this is one of the easiest ways to do it. So as we said before, you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know how to do a website. You don't need to know search engine optimization. You just need to know a little bit of WordPress. And if you still go, well, Cotton, I'm really not sure about WordPress, then simply all you have to do is just go to YouTube and say, how to upload a plugin on WordPress. It's that easy. And then you just search for Jetpack. That's it. It's that easy. Anyone can do it. A grandma can do it. Just might even take a little bit, especially if you're really new at this. Simply what you do is you go, as Steven said, you put their site inside the mobile friendly test. You would take a screenshot of that. You would include a couple links here to where, where it says, that there's more searches. There's 60%, to 40% in mobile to desktop searches. You're going to put in where it says that Google is literally going to put the smackdown on people. You're going to let them know that there's two search engines. There's a desktop search engine, and there's that. And I'm explaining this to you, and I'm going to put it in real easy terminology here in a second. I'm just telling you all what you would need to get together. Then you would simply add in another authority article just to make it more realistic. You don't have to use TechCrunch. If you like CNN, Forbes, wherever, this is on every major news site that you can go to. You can find it and just put a screenshot of it, then put a couple links where they can look at. Then, obviously, the most important thing that you're going to want to do is to just take a screenshot and just circle mobile friendly and notice how they're not. And that's all you need. That's all you need in the email. Then simply what you send in the email is I would do, hey, Christopher Johnson, I was on my phone searching for junk removal, and I noticed that you do not have a mobile-friendly website, and I specialize in taking websites that are non-mobile friendly to mobile friendly. I've included in this email different articles and different pieces of media where Google has said that they're going to really penalize businesses in May that do not have a mobile-friendly website. What that means is you could lose a big portion of your business and your phone stop ringing. Now, we handle this very inexpensively and very quickly. If you're interested on getting your site mobile-friendly like your competition, who will remain there when this update comes out next month, and you possibly will not, give me a call and we can fix it very inexpensively. That's all you have to say. And what we found is you're going to get, if you send out about 10 emails, you're going to get 2 to 3 reply back to you saying, how much? What do I need to do? How fast can you fix it? And simply all you need to do is just say, all I need to do is get access to your WordPress site. I need a few hours and I can get it over. So you've already showed them a screenshot of it being non-mobile friendly. Then you can either charge $350, I wouldn't charge any less than that, $350 up to $1,000, whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people might be in a lot of pain and just say, man, please fix it right now. How much? I've got as much as $1,000 for fixing one. But the sweet spot is normally about $500. That's like normally the sweet spot. Then as soon as you do there, you go to Jetpack, and it's right here. It can easily be searched. All you have to do is put in WordPress Jetpack. It's right here where you can download it. You upload that to the site. You go just how Steven showed it. I'm sure there'll be a replay with this. Just go to Settings, hit Activate, go back and take a screenshot of this where it says, awesome, you're mobile friendly. You wait a few moments, you take a screenshot where it looks like this, that you fixed it with the mobile friendly, send it back, bam, you have a client now. But not only do you have a client, but you have someone that you can go back to and upsell things to. Maybe they need to work on their email lists. Maybe they need their site updated. Maybe that they need more traffic. They might need someone to manage your paid ads. They might need someone to do their search engine optimization. What this does is put money in your pocket. You've helped them with a very serious problem. I don't want you to think at all like you're bothering people or badgering people. This is something that could really affect their business, and you can feel proud that you've reached out to this business and helped them with something that's so important. Because if you don't get to these businesses, it could literally devastate their business. Isn't that right, Steven?
Yeah, absolutely, Cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. People don't realize, especially a lot of small businesses, when you look at where their traffic is coming from, most of it is coming from mobile devices, from them being in the mobile search engine rankings. So, if they get to a situation where they're not, ranking anymore, because of this, then, what'll happen is they're just, all of a sudden, the phone's going to stop ringing, and they're just not going to know why. So, this is potentially, devastating for a small business owner. So, yes, it's a good opportunity for us, but, you really need to think about it as, really helping, a business owner. I mean, you're really going to help them solve a problem and this is a permanent problem. This isn't going away. This isn't going to go in another direction. It's just going to get more and more and more important to be mobile friendly.
Sure. And, not even that, but when you combine what Anthony's doing with mobile opt-ins, wow, you've got someone and now they understand how important mobile is, and you've got another weapon right there, that Anthony's been talking about also. So Anthony, this kind of concludes our lesson. Are you still wanting to do a whiteboard really quick?
Yeah, I think I can probably get the whiteboard live now.
Great. I just need to see where you're at.
And I know we'll have to switch it back over to you in just a minute.
Sure, absolutely.
Let's just see.
Yeah, you should have the screen right now. I just sent it over to you.
All right.
You're live. Yep, you're live.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to draw this out, and I'm going to let you talk me through it because I want to make sure I don't miss any of the steps because there are little websites there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide everybody a copy of this, okay? Once we get off of here, I'm going to provide everybody, I'm going to put it on the OMG All-Stars download page. So let me just turn it on here. All right.
I want to make this very, very clear also, Anthony. This is just one. We've literally got 100 methods like this. This is one of them that we know that we can share free, and there's such an abundance of it. But there's another one that we have also that really affects. We're so far ahead of the curve in OMG with this. It affects 99.9% of all websites, and they need to have it converted over. And that's another one that we have also. So there's this one, then there's yet another one about websites also that just came out over the last month.
Awesome. Well, that's epic. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well, and just what we can do to fully scale the amount of money that people can make with this. So I'm going to call this OMG Money Getting. Now, what you'll find in with OMG is a lot of times Mike Long will talk about money getting strategies, right? That's kind of the way that Mike always talks about it. Now I'm going to try my best, guys, to go back on my webcam here. We'll see if it keeps me live. I know a lot of you. How many of you heard Chloe raising all kinds of cane just a minute ago? Just say yes if you heard Chloe. I know. Yes, you all heard Chloe. I'll go in and apologize for her. She went into one of her crazy modes. She saw a car outside, and so she just went berserk. I have no clue why. So, Cotton, talk me through this. What is step one? Because I want to draw it out for everybody, and I just want to kind of focus, because a lot of times we can show them on the screen. That's great. We'll give them the links. But a lot of times if I can give everybody a whiteboard drawing, I found that people learn so well that this will really help to increase the value of tonight's training for everybody.
Sure. I think the first thing that everyone should do is as soon as they get off the webinar or when they have some spare time tomorrow is search mobile friendly. Just Google mobile friendly update. Search that in Google and look at all the news articles that like come up and just kind of get yourself familiar with it. You don't want to get involved in anything that you don't read a little bit up on. So I'd spend about 10 or 15 minutes reading up on it to see that all the information that we gave you is very, very, very valuable. And that'll also educate you a little bit so you can say, hey, look, so you can pull the websites out that you feel comfortable sending over. Maybe you're a Forbes guy, maybe you're an Inc. guy. They're all in there. The second thing is we've already sent the link to everyone through the GoToWebinar chat boxes is in find leads. You really, the hardest thing in the world to do is to find leads. People got to pay for leads. Having an unlimited source of free leads is massive. And simply all you basically do is search anywhere in the 6,000 niches that I've sent over there, and I'm going to give that to you when we get off. And now I want you to think there's 6,000 niches, and I want you to think of how many cities there are in the United States. So we've got 6,000 niches just in New York City alone, 6,000 in Buffalo, 6,000 in Syracuse. I mean, we can go all through that state. But not only that, but even smaller cities, like even in Mississippi, there's Biloxi. This gets off the radar there. You have middle to small, medium-sized cities to where those are the gems. These are people that are just going to go, here's the $350, just fix it. So the smaller areas in the medium-sized cities, 150 to 300,000, those are going to be gems. But because the SEO agencies and the digital agencies do not do the research and development that me and Steven and like Fletch and like everyone else does. So just imagine that every city in the United States, there's 6,000 niches in all of these cities. So you cannot run out of leads. It is impossible. And just don't worry about page 1. Go back to page 2. Go back to page 3. Go back to page 4 and 5. All these are businesses. You can check to see if the businesses are active. So get in a niche that you're familiar with also. Maybe your father or maybe you worked in a particular niche or your wife works in a particular niche. It's easier to go after niches that you have a little bit of background in and that you've got some insight with. That way you're comfortable. Like if I don't know anything about, salons, which I don't, it wouldn't stop me from going for salons, but it just wouldn't be ideal. I would want to go after something that I know a little bit about. So at least I'm able to converse with the owner, have a little bit of rapport, and like everything else. So just go with what you know and feel comfortable with, or you have a family member there that can kind of educate you with it.
Okay,
at that point,
just so I'm clear that I've got everything right, first thing we want to do is we want to search for mobile-friendly update information so we can basically we can provide the business owner with an image or with a screenshot or with a link showing that this mobile-friendly update is coming, and that if they aren't prepared, here's what is going to happen. Basically, their site's going to vanish off Google, or they're going to lose a lot of traffic, they're going to lose ranking, all of this kind of stuff. So that's step 1.
Right.
So we want to be educated on what we're doing, right? Mm-hmm. We've already told people this, and everybody on the Success Connection knows you need to have education. Education is the key to success. Implementation is the key to making money from that, right? So we need to have education. So we're going to give you the link to a couple of those articles. Cotton, when we get off here, you can just send them over my way. So we'll give you a link to a couple of articles, okay? And those will be on the OMG All-Star website, which I'll give you all a link to that in just a little bit. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is we want to, now that we're educated on what this is, we want to find who isn't mobile optimized. Who isn't, okay? So we want to find leads. We'll give you the link that Cotton gave us in order to go and type in and find the non-mobile friendly sites, okay? Step number 3, you want to select a niche. So you basically want to be able to go in, look at, say, like you said, what'd you use earlier? There was some kind of like personal...
Life coach. It was a life coach.
Yeah. Life coaches, okay? And you can use any of the 6,000 niches, and you can use them in any city and any place across the country. Now, one thing that I want to point out is you always look for little gems. When you got somebody that's doing $500,000 a month doing this, you listen to everything they say, because sometimes they accidentally say things that maybe they weren't really planning to say. So I made a note of something. I think Cotton probably meant to say this, but always listen to successful people, because when they get to rambling, that's when you get the really, really good stuff, right? Check this out. Money getting strategy that Cotton mentioned that I don't think everybody paid close attention to. And that is, the money's not just in New York City and Miami. The money is in Biloxi, Mississippi, Franklin, Tennessee, right? All kinds of small towns. They still got businesses. There's still businesses there. But guess what? The big SEO companies and such, they aren't, look, a lot of businesses in New York City have an SEO company doing their SEO, okay? Because they're more tech savvy. The smaller places, the smaller towns, the smaller cities, right, still have a ton of businesses, but they're not always the first people that these SEO companies are going after. So therefore, there's a lot of them that haven't even been told this yet. They haven't even paid attention to this yet, and they're more willing and able to listen about this, right? So you want to go and you want to search for these things in any cities, but again, small towns, small cities might be a good place to start. There's still a ton of leads because there's a ton of businesses, right? All right, so that was step 2 was search. Now, what was the second step or the next step?
One other thing I want to add to what you just said also to really kind of hit home with that is this is really, there's no SEO agencies that are really on this. That's the problem. It's more of a web design thing, and web designers don't know SEO. This is kind of a gray area to where we at OMG just kind of thrive in, to where we like finding things to where you don't need to know anything and be able to make money. So this is literally a wide open field right now of why you see so many leads that are available, because other SEO agencies are targeting big deals. They want to get these, $4,000 a month deals, $5,000 a month deals, and they're leaving the low-hanging fruit with what we're talking about here. These 350, just one and done, 500 one and done, 1,000 one and done. That's small potatoes to them. So that's why you see all this low-hanging fruit there. So you're literally going to be able to go in unimposed, and if you've got something else to offer, what we do in OMG is use this, we call this SEO splitting. So in other words, we take in one item that we take and split it out from the service, and this is one of them. And then once we get their website mobile friendly, then we come back and say, hey, there's a whole lot more that we can provide for you. Here's what we can do. And they're like, oh my God, you saved us. Here's more business. Here's more business. So it's not only a great way for you to make a lot of money, but it's a way you're getting a foot in the door to get a whole lot more money and to steal business away from a lot of other agencies that didn't do it, because if they missed it and you didn't, you're looking like the hero. So that's one of the things that I really want to get across to everyone is don't feel like that you're competing with anyone else. We found that there's no one teaching this and preaching it like we are and going after this like us. And it's just a door that's wide open for businesses.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Total sense. Okay, I want to draw out the rest of this because I know you've got a couple other things you want to show them about OMG. So the 6,000 niches, let's say we select a niche, we search, we find the lead. So the next step is we want to present the company with a few things. So number 1 is the screenshot of it not being mobile friendly, right?
Exactly.
So I'm just going to write that out. So we're going to show them the screenshot of the fact that it's not mobile friendly, and then the documents about how important mobile friendly is. So that goes back to, kind of step 1 where we were searching for all this documentation. So these documents, by the way, everybody, right here, we'll just kind of circle them in green. These documents are the documents you're finding up there, okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to now present to them. So you're going to present them with a couple of things, okay? They need to get a screenshot of the fact that they're not mobile friendly. Then they want to get documents. You want to show them documents of why this is important. Now, I'm guessing that I can probably guess the next steps. Now, you want to charge about $350, anywhere from $350 to $1,000, depending, to fix the issue. Okay, so that's the next step. All right. And then after that, we want to install and activate Jetpack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jetpack. All right. Again, super, super simple, right? And then we want to show them the screenshot or the website, whatever. Now mobile friendly. Okay? So basically what you want to do at that point is you want to install this, okay? And then you want to show them that this is now mobile friendly, right? and this is where you get to charge. Now, I see a lot of people asking how to collect the money. So let's just over here, collect money. You can do it with PayPal. So probably all of you have a PayPal account. If you don't, it takes 3 seconds to make it. Or you can make a Stripe account. So Stripe.com. So Stripe.com is a new money-getting company. It allows you to get money, right? So this answers the how do I get my money question. So this is the get paid. Okay, that's the get paid portion of this, right? So very, very simple strategy here, right? Not a lot of steps, everything free. How many of you feel like you've learned an awful lot here tonight on the Success Connection? Just say yes if you feel like it was a good idea to be here. Not just the fact that we're going to give away $100 here in just a little bit, not just the fact that you're now qualified to win a $10,000 car because you're here. And I will tell you, there's a few people that aren't here tonight. I'm actually shocked. Some of our regulars are missing tonight. So it's a little bit shocking. I do know that there's been a lot of news stuff going on today. There's also a lot of stuff going on in the world today. So I know that there's a lot of people that are probably watching basketball tonight, all these kinds of things. But all that does is increase all of your chances of winning a car and winning cash, right? So always exciting stuff. Now, as you all know, I see that they're missing out, right? They're missing out. I know a lot of people are missing out. So I'm going to take this just like I did last time, okay? Just like I did last time, and I'm going to email it to myself. Email. And let's see, send it to myself. All right, this will be on your OMG All-Stars page in just a few minutes. So as soon as we end this, you will actually have a full-blown, just a full-blown blueprint on our OMG All-Star site waiting for you so that you can literally go there, find your links to each one of the sites. Basically, you'll be able to find everything, right? Now, Cotton, I know you want the screen back, right? Because we do have, and all of you know, that we have an opportunity for you guys to be able to join OMG. Now, I feel like they've provided a ton of value in just the training, right? How many of you feel like they've provided a ton of value in the training and you're glad that I brought them on? Just say yes. Give me a hashtag yes. In fact, I know Mike Long loves to do this, and Mike Long is not with us tonight. He's a little under the weather. So just out of respect to Mike and because we all love Mike, how many of you feel like OMG, if this is the free content, if this is what they're willing to give away for free and not even charge for it, right? Come on, and you're not even their students, you're my students. If they're willing to do this, how many of you feel like OMG could be worth a $100,000 investment? I'm not saying you have to spend $100,000. I'm asking you if you feel like it's worth it. Type hashtag 100K. Hashtag 100K. If you feel like OMG is worth $100,000, just the stuff you've learned so far, right? I see lots of hashtags. If you're on Facebook, just type it in, hashtag 100K, right? Because Mike will see this and maybe he will get well. Sometimes Mike gets well by just seeing that people love OMG. Mike lives and breathes OMG, and so I know he is going to be thrilled to see all these hashtag 100Ks because I see nothing but hashtag 100Ks coming in, right? I don't see any, I actually don't see a single person that has said like 99K, right? Always 100K, right? Very, very cool. I see tons and tons and tons of people saying, all right, great. Well, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple things. Number one, I'm going to give the screen back to Cotton. I'm going to let Cotton show you what you get when you enroll in OMG. Now, we've talked about this before. All right, we talked about it last week. And you know I rarely ever have somebody on 2 weeks in a row like this, but I wanted to teach this content. How many of you are glad I taught this content tonight, right? This is pretty cool stuff. And like I said, I'm always willing to bring people on that bring value to you. If you're on the Success Connection, you expect value. You've come to expect value because why? Well, because I always provide it. But it does get hard. It gets hard to constantly come up with new, awesome techniques that I can give you for free every single week. I want you to think about that. How many of you realize that's some tough stuff? It's tough to come up with good content every single week, right? Every single week. It's tough, but I have managed to be able to do it, and I rarely ever bring somebody on twice. But Cotton hit me up on Facebook, and he said, check this out. I was going to teach this training myself tonight, a completely different training. And I said, man, you got to be kidding me. Seriously? Because there are so many people that could use this right now to start making money. Like literally right now. And so I said, all right, you got to come teach this. You got to come share this. Plus, we're giving everybody right now is an opportunity to join the OMG All-Star team. Now, the OMG All-Star team is pretty much just our students, okay? It's not just the regular run-of-the-mill OMG, machine. It is the OMG All-Star team, which I think is really, really cool. In order to join the OMG All-Star team, by the way, OMG right here, okay? So OMG, to become a part of OMG and the community, all right, it's just $6.99 a month. It's not going to be some $4,000 and $5,000 right now, pay it real fast, all this kind of stuff. How many of you feel like you could probably make $700 in the first week doing exactly what Cotton just shared with you? Just say yes. Or no. I mean, that's fine, right? Yeah. You could literally make the money off of one technique. Now imagine all the other techniques. For those of you that have mobile opt-in, guess what? Once you get them to do this, boom, you sell them a mobile opt-in campaign, okay? And you charge them monthly, like $100 a month. In fact, Cotton, I'm pretty sure that we had a couple of OMG members that are using mobile opt-in that have already sold mobile opt-in to their clients and are charging like $300 a month. Tyler, I think it's Tyler, I can't remember pronounce his last name. It starts with a P.
There's quite a few OMGers in there, but I think I know who you're talking about. He's talked a lot about it. I don't know every OMGer.
And he's literally crushing it right now. He sent me Facebook messages saying that he's made that he's charging $300 a month now for mobile opt-in campaigns. So look, once you get clients, now you can sell the clients other services, and mobile opt-in is one of those services that you can sell. So OMG $6.99 a month, and it's free after 1 year. How many of you can imagine being a part of OMG for free after a year? Completely free. Yeah, not having to spend more money, literally in OMG, a part of OMG, a part of the community, a part of the Facebook groups, a part of the live events, a part of all this training, a part of all this knowledge, in the know, knowing exactly what you need to know to be successful, knowing things before other people know it, because you've got a massive community of people that are sitting there constantly thinking of things like this, right? Pretty cool opportunity. So I'm going to let Cotton have the screen back. I'm going to allow him to show you how you can get in on OMG. I'm also going to show you the bonuses, because you guys know I've got some killer bonuses for you. I always do. And so you'll be able to get in on OMG. And if you don't want to get in on OMG, perfectly fine. How many of you are going to be back on the Success Connection next week simply because this is badass training? Just say yes if you'll be back next week. No matter what, you'll be back because A, you can win money, B, you can win a car, and C, because you win knowledge. And knowledge is key if you do what? What do you have to do with knowledge in order to be super successful? Type it in the chat box, because we need to learn not to just listen, but to also take action and implement. That's right. I see tons and tons of people saying implement. You have to implement if you want to be massively successful. So make sure you're back next week so that you can do just that. I see lots of people saying they're super excited, man. So I'm going to try to pass the screen back over to you. Let's see here.
I can actually make myself the presenter.
You stole my screen.
Wanted to make it easy for you. So let me know if you can see my screen right now.
I can see your screen and everybody else can. So let's check in with Cotton right now. This is going to give you guys a little glimpse of what you can get and how you can get OMG. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share with you some of our OMG bonuses, and then we'll give away the cash and all that good stuff. And I really think that tonight was a phenomenal training. I see tons of people excited. Can't thank you guys enough for the value. Let's tell them how they can get a little bit more value, and then I'm going to give away some cash and talk a little bit more about this car too.
Sure, absolutely. Let me make the screen full screen here. Guys, the training that we said tonight, as I said before, regardless if you make it inside of OMG or not, we wanted to make a lasting impression with you and give you massive value. And that's what you get inside of OMG. This is literally the last, we're closing OMG down for 2016. What we generally do is bring in just a very selected amount of students. We train them up all year long. You're like going to be learning people, and you're going to get to learn from a lot of the coaches. I myself, do search engine optimization for Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Ty Lopez. Last night we had Roland Frazier on. He's one of the principal owners of Digital Marketer who works with people like Shark Tank and stuff to interview him. So you're going to get cutting edge information before it ever comes out. We train over 2,000 digital marketing agencies how to get free traffic. And so this year, we decided to call OMG No Holds Barred 2016 Project Assimilation. And literally, it's one of the most recommended internet marketing courses in history. And even Bob Proctor himself has given OMG his lifetime recommendation. He's been doing this. He's been in motivation. He's been coaching. He's done sales marketing. He's done all sorts of marketing for over 4 decades now, and is literally an icon. He's an unbelievable human being if you ever get a chance to meet him. Gives his lifetime recommendation for that. But also, we've got several people inside of OMG that literally, from our live Facebook group, we've went ahead and just taken out screenshots from what's going on there, and we'll just read a few of them. As you can say, my world has changed in the last 3 weeks. You guys are so awesome. We have a guy saying that he's learned more in a week than he did working at an SEO agency. We've got one girl said she never misses her gym, but she does, never to miss an OMG webinar. And, that's what goes on. But this picture here really kind of, makes me feel very proud. We have a live event every year. And we asked people, I was up there on stage and asked people, how many of you were able to pay for your plane ticket, pay for the $2,000 conference, pay for your hotel, pay for everything? And some of the people flew around the world. So, they were out $8,000, $9,000 coming to this event. How many of you were able to come on the knowledge and make money off of it and come from OMG? And you can see all the people right there raise their hand. Over 90% of the room raise their hand. That's the type of quality knowledge that we put and teach people inside of OMG. It makes us very proud. And, in the last year alone, we've helped hundreds of people from our small underground coaching community, most of them beginners, not knowing anything, not even knowing what WordPress is or anything, just absolute newbies, go from 0 to mid 5 figures a month. We've even got a lot of people that are at 6 figures a month. And one of the things is, if you look at it, it's literally more than what some doctors make. So with 10 years of school, it's $200,000 in debt, and we've got many, many OMGers. I would say that we've got about 200 OMGers that started within the last, probably 13, 14 months that make more than a surgeon and did it in literally record time with no debt and no school and, 10 years, 12 years getting to make that sort of money. In OMG, you get an immediate advantage, an ongoing advantage, and you get a permanent advantage. The immediate advantage is the moment you get inside of OMG, you're going to get access to our members area. And it literally has, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed because we have a map for you, there's over 4,000 hours of video over the shoulder teaching you how to do search engine optimization, many different forms of internet marketing. It goes on and on. But not only that, that's the immediate advantage that you get. The ongoing advantage is that you continue to get updated. OMG is an evergreen program, which means that we add new content in weekly. I literally, with all the research and development that I do, that Steven does, that Fletch, Greg, Liz, and everyone else, literally we provide that on weekly webinars. Sometimes it takes 8 months for our research and development to pan out before we share. I've been doing tests that go back 6, 7 months ago. I'm going to be revealing next week. It's an ongoing advantage that you continually get while you're an OMG member. But you also get a permanent advantage because you're an OMGer for life. Once you get in, you're going to get access to our private Facebook groups, where literally you're going to be shared and have friendships and knowledge with other people pushing in the same direction, but you're also going to have access to the members area for life. One of the things that was very special about us is we've got members that literally have been with us since 2012, and every major Google update or even things like this mobile update, we share it with them, even if they haven't spent a penny with us over the last 4 years. That's how we treat our permanent members. Once you're an OMGer, you're always an OMGer. And, just talking about some of the OMG transformations, just very, very quickly. And, these are some near and dear people to me. Cliff and Ty, I met them in Los Angeles. And, Ty was really struggling with her job. She had a job that she really didn't like. She had a great title. They weren't paying her a lot of money, $30,000, $40,000 a year. She literally had never been in internet marketing before. And she joined OMG with her boyfriend, Cliff. They've been continually making $10,000 a month, reoccurring 90 days after joining OMG. I'm not saying that's typical for everyone, but if you get in all the videos and really pay attention, just with one of the methods like we've shown you tonight, it's very possible for you to make $10,000 a month reoccurring if you really bust your butt at it. But they were able to go out and upgrade their new car, buy a brand new car with it. They're happier than ever, and their income is continuing to grow. Fletch is one of the player coaches inside of OMG. Amazing. He's like a brother to me. And this is a picture of Fletch when he was literally up in 130-degree heat, where he was up in attic sweating. Fletch, at one point before he joined OMG, came home and his wife was confronting him, letting him know that the water was turned off and his two daughters, young daughters there. Fletch didn't know what to do, where to turn to. And to get inside of OMG, Fletch was so broke that he sold his truck. Sold his truck to get an OMG, and has literally just amazed people since. He's become one of the player coaches in there. Fletch now runs one of the top digital agencies, the top digital agency in Phoenix, Arizona, and makes over $100,000 a month recurring net profit from his digital agency.
That's pretty damn good right there. Not gonna lie. Hey, by the way, everybody that's watching on Facebook Live, guess what? Facebook is cutting us off because we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I will fire it back up, and you can refresh the page and keep refreshing, and we'll be live on Facebook Live again. So if you're commenting on Facebook Live and you're only watching on Facebook Live, just hang tight. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Keep going, man.
Great. Another OMG transformation that's near and dear to my heart is one of my good buddies, Gregory Ortiz. He's come to be like a brother to me. I took him under my wing when he first got in. I'd been in about 9 months in OMG, and at 9 months in, I was doing about, $80,000 a month. I trained Gregory Ortiz and literally put him under my wing. And Gregory was working at Bed Bath & Beyond as a manager, stacking stuff, climbing up ladders back and forth. It was miserable. And he didn't know how to explain to his wife. They were, really tight on money, how he was going to buy OMG, so he did it behind her back. And what he would do is he would sneak up at night. He would wake up at 2 a.m. and he would study OMG. He would learn free traffic, and then he would get on the subway and study another hour and a half in his ride into Manhattan. And he would do this for months and months and months until finally things started clicking. And if you search New York City SEO, Gregory Ortiz has the #1 digital agency ranked in Google in New York City, and is now netting over $100,000 a month reoccurring from what he's learned in OMG. I want to make this, Gregory didn't know how to build a website. He didn't know how to do anything. He's what we call an OMG baby, or that's what I call him. Next one up, I was an OMG baby. I didn't know how to build a website. I didn't know what WordPress was. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I'd been a consultant for Fortune 500 companies before. I'd been out of work for 2 years. I was literally down to the last few pennies. It was rough. I'd spent $20,000 trying to find internet marketing programs, and I happened to come across an OMG webinar. I literally hunkered down. I cut off all my friends. I cut off anyone. I was embarrassed, and I really didn't reveal this until literally 3 weeks ago, that I was living in my parents' basement. I was just embarrassed to tell anybody. I literally, at 40 years old, I was so broke, I had to move back in with my parents. And I found this, and I was able to build this business with my head down in shame, with my father marching down the stairs every day. And my father's a multimillionaire and would march down there asking me what I'm going to do. And month after month, it took me 100 days before I made one penny inside of OMG, the $1,000, and I was able to build that $1,000 a month now to where that 600 is no longer true. I do $700,000 a month reoccurring, and I'm ranking the top digital marketing agency in Chicago, Orlando, Miami, New Orleans, everywhere. All the information I learned came from inside of OMG, the same blueprint that you do. This screen here, Mike and I was on a rooftop. He asked me for my first income report after 9 months. I texted this to Mike, which was my retirement asset information, and told him that in 9 months, I was able to put $1.3 million in my retirement. And that was the very first year I was in OMG, so that's very, very, very touching to me. Shannon McGraw also is one that's near and dear to my heart. She was a single mother that was working at a job she just hated. The boss was very verbally abusive to her. She would literally go to work with her stomach in knots and didn't know how to find a way out, as most people do. They're in a job that's a dead end. They just don't know how to get out. They're looking for an opportunity. She happened to come across an OMG webinar. She reached out to me on a webinar just like this. She sent me a message, says, "Is this for real? Can you really make money doing this?" And, I told her absolutely. So I gave her a little extra special attention. Shannon needed a little extra work. She didn't make a cent inside of OMG for 4 months. And then bam. As you can see right here, right in February, she broke loose. 3 new clients in 1 week, 2 for another SEO. Right now, I'm happy to say Shannon's working at home from her own digital agency. She's netting over $8,000 a month recurring, making more money than she ever had when she was married, combined with her husband, and is happier than ever. These are the stories that really touch us inside of OMG. But I know these stories are great, but what does OMG provide and what can it do for you? That's really the question. You've heard about what other people have been able to do for it, but what can it do for you? We're going to go through a couple things about OMG that is really important. One is you get a minimum of 5 live webinars weekly. And we're just going to go through some of the testimonials about webinar. We're not going to go through all of them. And some of them are the OMG coaching webinars are great, but there's something very special about Assimilation Light. Can't put my finger on it. Don't know where I'd be without them. And, just other ones saying, wow, what can I say? I'm still mind blown by tonight's Assimilation Light webinar. But then again, I'm mind blowing with everyone. You see, just like the webinar that you were on tonight, me and Steven and everyone else really come up with material like this every week. That's why we have people that are so blown away with what we do. More people started a week ago. Tonight's webinar was all I can say. Look at the center. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. And, just a couple other ones here. Amazing. Dear saying that it's great stuff. And the very last one, light webbies are so powerful. The last one completely blew my mind. Thank you, Cotton and Joe and all the coaches. You're truly changing lives. And, just like Fox, CBS, any other major stations, they have weekly lineups. You've got comedy night. Everyone knows it. There was American Idol some nights, Dancing with Stars, other ones. OMG's got their own lineup that we have throughout the week. And Mondays are locked down to get your week started out right. Greg Morrison, who's one of the founders of OMG, has a live Q&A every Monday afternoon. Greg doesn't offer live one-on-one coaching anywhere. He's one of the true SEO savants on earth that breaks down Google algorithms. He's 200-0 with breaking down Google algorithms. And you get to get on live and ask Greg Morrison questions every Monday afternoon. Monday night is myself and Joe Morfolio with Assimilation Light. Assimilation Light is for beginners that come inside that really have no knowledge about digital marketing or how to get up a website or anything. We really go slow, but we make it as fun as possible. And as you can just see, that's a live screenshot from one of the webinars. If you can look, there's 1,700 comments on that webinar. And they're like rock concerts. We laugh, we have fun, and everyone learns. This is what goes on inside of OMG. If your things, Amazon, we have Liz Herrera that takes over Tuesdays, who teaches Amazon inside of OMG. Whether you want to, buy stuff from China, you want to do whatever it is with Amazon, Liz does all of the training with that. Amazing stuff that goes on Tuesdays. Wednesdays are our flagship webinar, assimilation webinar. That's where I bring on some of the top internet marketers in the world, along with my research and development, and literally just throw down like never before. It's literally like a rock star kind of a webinar. You can see I've got it red circled down there, 2,000 comments on that webinar. That was just from January 31st. As I said, we bring in some of the top people in the world, the top research and development that I've been working on for the last year, the newest trends that before they hit, it's incredible. Last night on assimilation, as I said, I stated earlier, we had the CEO of Digital Marketer, the same guys that own, that works with Ryan Dice, Frank Kern, Perry Belcher, all of those guys that are household names in internet marketing. He was on last night dropping bombs about how to start digital marketing agency and business. It was absolutely amazing. Thursdays are hot seat, and Joe Marfolio is like the MacGyver of SEO. What he does is he brings people on. It's like a radio talk show. He brings you on live, and you talk to him and tell him your problems, whether it's conversion, website, whether you've got a workflow problem, whether you need to hire virtual assistants, anything. Joe's done it all, and he helps people solve through business problems. It's an incredible webinar that happens every Thursday. We give you off Friday and Saturday, and Sunday you get the week started out right with Fletch. And Fletch has a rank and bank webinar to where you get to ask Fletch live Q&A questions every Sunday morning. Fletch has always got a lot to show. Fletch also does a lot of research and development that he shows on that one, but you can get your week started right with that one. So that's literally a lot of webinars throughout the course of the week that literally keeps you in the know about what's going on in digital marketing. But the question is, what's inside the OMG members area? And, what I'd like to do is just, we've never done this before, but what I'll do is I want to take you guys, show you inside of the OMG members area so you know exactly what it looks like. We never do this, but I really want to show you guys, this is what it looks like inside our members area when you get inside. It's very comprehensive, and I know that it looks short and tight, but here's what happens. When you get inside, you have SEO 101, Amazon e-commerce, but these open up to literally possibly 70 or 80 more videos. And we can just take Stephen Floyd, who's on the webinar right now, who literally is coming up with an incredible course right here. And as you can see, these pages are loaded, 15, 20-minute videos. Then it goes to another page. Then it goes to another page. These are deep. As I stated earlier before, there's over 4,000 hours alone. And I put over 150 hours in OMG last year. As you can see from my archives right here, we go back to August and September, you have right here all the webinars. Some of these webinars are 2.5, 3 hours long. We're research and development. All of them right here are labeled so you know exactly what you want to go into. The best Fiverr gigs that we recommend from what we did is adding a lot of different stuff right here about domain authority stacking, other things right there. But that's what it looks like inside of OMG. It opens up and goes deep inside of other things. But what we're going to do is inside of OMG is a lot of over-the-shoulder training with over $100,000 per month earners. We really vet out anyone before we bring them in. Stephen Floyd, who's on with us right now, is one that we really looked at to bring in this year. He's simply amazing, and there's no way we couldn't have him. We twisted his arm and brought him. But in OMG, you're going to learn the mastery of client consulting. You're going to learn the mastery of search engines, affiliate marketing, lead generation, Amazon, e-commerce. But one of the more special things that we have is David Mills, our CEO and founder of OMG. He's got really a motivational kind of about 20 or 30 hours in there called the Law of Implication that really, with the right information, you really have to have the right mindset. It doesn't matter what information you have. If your mind's not wired right to get it done. You heard Anthony, he's so great on these webinars, really teaching you guys mindset. Sometimes you don't realize it, saying never give up. That's mindset. And that's why even Anthony knows how important it is mindset with information is. Without the mindset, the information can't happen. David Mills is amazing with this. You get 20, 30 hours just of that alone inside of OMG. One of the more popular things that I really love about OMG is our community. You're going to get instant access to our Facebook community, which you get crowdsourced information. What that means is if you ask a question, you have hundreds of people jumping in helping you answer it. Not all coaches can answer all questions, but all members have listened to almost all webinars, so they'll repeat things that we've said. They'll be like, what did Cotton say about the mobile pages and this? Someone will immediately answer in the webinar, Cotton said this. They come back and they help you answer these questions very quickly, because what we want you to do is get to work, not wait for answers. We want you to get the answers right away so you can get back to making money. You're going to make friendships. You are literally going to make business alliances. You're going to have JVs with people that you're going to have with for life, because you're all in the same program. You're all in this program for life. The only way you can get out is if you literally exit out of the group itself. So you're in this for life. We had Anthony ask this, is OMG worth $1,000? And I've seen all of them pouring in from, the GoToWebinar chat box. But we were brave enough the first time I asked this to our members on a webinar, and I copy and pasted and put all of these together so you can see it. And the same response happened. Yes, it's well worth $100,000, because just with one piece of information that we can share, you can literally take and run with it, and you can make $100,000 with it very, very, very easily. We didn't stop there. We had Bob Proctor on a webinar. I was feeling a little squirrely that night, so I did something that was pretty risky. I asked people if it was the best decision they've ever made coming inside of OMG, and here was a response, and I pieced it together. People were saying, and there was more of them, but I just put these together, best decision ever. If you look in there, one of them said, aside from marrying my husband, it's the best decision I've ever made. We're very proud about this sort of feedback of people that have joined inside of OMG. But is there a catch? Getting inside of OMG, is there a catch? We're going to go through a couple of those to make you feel a little bit more comfortable. One of them is we don't do telephone coaching. And there's no way that we can continue to run our massive digital marketing agencies and do our research and development and share that back to the community if all we did was telephone coaching all day long or Skype coaching. That's just not what we do. People that have time to do telephone coaching and Skype coaching are not running businesses. I don't have time to do that running my $700,000 a month agency. What I learn in my agency is what I teach back inside of OMG. That's why it's so powerful. So what we do is we have live webinars where you can ask questions in a very large group setting so everyone can learn all at once. So OMG doesn't include telephone coaching. One thing also, another catch is OMG is just for the serious-minded person who wants a massive advantage. So what we try to do in OMG is give you leverage and a massive advantage. It isn't for the person who wants it all done for them. It's just not going to work like that. We're going to do our job and provide you with the information, the research and development, and all the cutting-edge information to make you as much money as you can. But you're going to need to act like an entrepreneur, not like an employee. You're going to have to lead from the front yourself, just like we are, and not do anything like an employee is. The other catch is we just don't offer refunds. But one of the things, we want you to come in with the right attitude and the right start. We want you to burn the boats when you come in. This isn't something that we just want you to go, well, I'll dip my toe in and I'll find out if it's warm, and if not, I'll dip out real quick. There's no better way to do it than to tell yourself you're going to do it, come in, burn the boats, fly in, and get it done. This is how we've been able to have massive success with people, with you getting in the right mindset before you come in. This is something that we've had for 3 years, and it's worked out wonderfully for us, so we do not offer refunds. A full year of this training and coaching and masterminding with people like Greg Morrison, myself, Liz Herrera, Stephen Floyd, or Joe Marfolio, or Fletch would be a steal if it was $20,000. But it's nowhere near that. If you go right now to thesc.com/OMG, you go right there, you can see right now that Anthony's already talked about it. You can get inside of OMG right now with a 12-month payment plan of $699. That's it. Now I want you to think about it. If you've got a job right now, and if you want to get out of it, I just showed you one method tonight. Stephen and I showed you how you can literally make $699 and how you could literally, if you ran away with this technique that we've showed you for the next year, you could easily make $100,000. But if you've got a dead-end job right now, and if someone's telling you need to get a master's, you need to go out and get more education, it's literally only going to be $10,000. You can go out right now and find all these mobile opt-in clients with that one method and all the hundreds of other methods that we have inside of OMG. And you can literally give yourself that $10,000 a month raise instead of a $10,000 year raise. So one of the things that we really want to talk about inside of OMG is this, and I'm going to hand it back to Anthony, is that, you know, being an entrepreneur is taking risks. And if you don't believe in yourself enough to where you really want to make a change, and if you can't bet the $6.99 on yourself, then no one else is going to bet on you either. Business owners, husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, anyone else. It's a serious commitment, but also anytime that you want massive reward, there has to be a little bit of risk. Even if you get and play the lotto, it's $1 risk. Anything that's great is a risk. So we can't guarantee that you'll make $100,000 a month, but I can promise you the same information that I used inside of OMG, that Stephen did, that Joe is, that everyone else did, that we've had this massive success with, is the exact same information that you're going to get. And I look forward to seeing you inside of OMG.
Awesome, man. Push this back over to me and let me show everybody what I've got for them here on the OMG All-Star page. So hold tight. Let me have the screen. Let's see here. Make sure it's the one that's unmuted.
Right. I'm trying to find you. There you are.
All right. Now, of course, we already told you that all the links that Cotton put up tonight, let's see. I think you sent it to the wrong one. Hold on. Let me send it.
Did I?
Yeah, it's okay.
Hold on. I sent it to the one that the screen was on.
There we go. I got it now.
Cool.
Show my screen. There we go. Okay. So here's the thing. We've got, why is my screen still showing that, I wonder? That's not what's on my screen. There we go. Just a little delay. Okay. So, a couple of things. We have an OMG All-Star page. Now, I will show you this OMG All-Star page. We'll give you the link to it in just a second. But the OMG All-Star page is where you're going to find all of the links from the last couple of sessions, and it's going to be all of the links literally from tonight's session. So Cotton is going to send me all those links. Cotton, if you could, just message them to me on Facebook and send me all the links that we need from tonight and just kind of label them for me. Tell me what they are, like, you know, this one is this one is that. We're going to put all these links right here on this page for you guys, okay? So everything's going to be laid out. Everything's really simple. Everything's going to be really easy for you guys to find. So you'll have a replay of this webinar. The only difference is when you watch the replay, you're going to see the OMG All-Star page, obviously, until we close this down. And then we'll go back to our typical Success Connection replay page. But here's why I'm showing you the OMG All-Star page. Up at the top, you'll notice some links. These links are very important because last week, my inbox was flooded with emails from all of you saying, where are those links that we used on the website? Where are those links that we talked about on the webinar? And I'm like, they're right here. I showed them. So check it out. When you come here to watch any of your replays, okay, so watch any of the replays, you will see them right down here. Look, there's April 14th's replay, and then there's April 17th's replay, and I'm going to add tonight's replay right below this, okay? You will also see the downloads page, the OMG downloads page. It's right up here at the top. When you click this, you will see all of the links that Cotton and the OMG team has shared with us. So here are the links from our first session, okay? This is the links from last week. Tonight, I'll make a box here that says Session 2 links, and you'll get all the links from tonight. So if you know where to get the OMG links from tonight so you can implement all the free training, write #I know so that I know that you know where to go. Just #I know in the chat box. Lots and lots of #I know so that we're clear. Okay? I see tons of #I knows coming in. Perfect. That is where you will get your links. If you would like to see OMG testimonials, you can click on the OMG testimonials page and you're going to see 20 or 30. Now the cool thing about these OMG testimonials is you'll see that I'm in all of them. Why am I in all of them? Because I've been an active part of the OMG community. I've been teaching with these guys, and I've been helping a lot of the students in OMG. I've been talking to a lot of them, consulting a lot of them, and really just actually hanging out with a lot of them. And so I happened to be in Las Vegas during their last event. This was literally a few weeks ago. And you'll see that I went up and grabbed these people out just randomly. I don't even know, a lot of these people, I have no clue who they are. I just randomly grabbed them out of their big party, which you'll see behind me there, the OMG party. OMG is a community. They get together. They spend time together. They mastermind with each other. And these events are free. A lot of these events are free. It's just gatherings with each other. Community creates success. Your network creates success. They like to network with each other. So all of these people at the OMG event in Las Vegas, and I just had them come tell me what they thought about OMG, and I filmed it with my phone. And you'll see all of these testimonials. This just gives you information about a lot of the people that Cotton didn't share with you. These are just random students that were inside of the event that I pulled out. So lots and lots of people. Okay, on the live training page you'll be able to let me cut that off. You'll be able to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you will see a video of when I actually spoke. Okay, I spoke at their live event in Nashville, Tennessee last year, towards the end of last year. I was invited to speak. I'm actually the first, to my knowledge, the first outside speaker at this event. And I came in, and I was filming with my cell phone. That's why this video is not great. I was filming with my cell phone, and while I was filming, David Mills, one of the founders of OMG, ask everybody in the room how many of you paid for OMG and paid for your trip to this event, which this event was, I think, a $2,000 event, with the money that you made in OMG, right? So he asked this question, and I'm just going to play this real fast. I'm not going to make you listen to it. I'm just going to kind of see if my computer will fast forward to it. We'll see if it'll get us there. The connection is really slow because I'm on here. Yep, there you go. You see all those? How many of you see the hands raised? Yeah, the hands raised are all of the people who said they had paid for their trip with the money that they made in OMG. They paid for their trip, they paid for their ticket, they paid for their room, they paid for their hotel, they paid for their flight, everything. I was blown away. That's why I've been so active in OMG. That's why I've been helping to curate more students for the 2016 OMG session. It is closing. It's not open forever. It's a course, kind of like college, and it opens and it closes, and it opens once a year. So if this year is not the best year for you and you absolutely can't do it, that's okay. But for those of you that are ready and do want to do it, I have some bonuses for you. Now, my first 25 to join bonus is finished. What we're at right now is the first 50 to join bonus. All right, so I'm going to run through these really fast. I'm going to give you the link. The first 50 people that join, you're basically going to get a private workshop with me, and I'm going to personally show you how to make your first sale. So I'm going to show you how you can make your first sale using the strategies within OMG, okay? Those sessions are going to take place in a couple of weeks because we're giving everybody time, of course, to get in, get enrolled, kind of poke around, and then I'm going to go through this bonus. So you'll get this bonus tonight if you enroll, all right? Then you also will get the first 100 people to join bonus. Now there's two bonuses there. I'm going to give you a special basically a testimonial video from me. So think about that. You get a testimonial from me that you can show to a business owner, and you can say, look, this guy, he does all this internet marketing, and he says I'm good at this, right? And I know that if you go through the OMG program, you're going to know some stuff. So I'm comfortable with giving you a testimonial, and I've never done that before for any reason. You're also going to get bonus number 2, my Closing the Deal training. What that is the training that's going to get you to close the deal. It's how do you actually get somebody to say yes, and how do you get the deal done, right? So you're going to get that training when you get enrolled tonight. And then the first 200 to join. You're also going to get access to a private closed-door session, very private, because this is not something we've ever done before. But I actually hired a girl in my office to do this right now. Okay? So I hired a girl in my office to do this. She's made her first 2 sales at $6,000, and they're 6-month contracts. $6,000, 6-month contracts. I'm going to let you talk to her. I'm going to let her tell you how she closed the deals and what she did. How many of you feel like those are some pretty awesome bonuses? Just say yes if you do. Okay, I put together as much as I can to actually help you do the program. It's not like, oh, look at all these other awesome bonuses. No. It's stuff that will help you. We're actually doing this. That's the only reason I'm cool with this, is we actually are doing it. Multiple streams of income. Why not do it? What would be the point in not doing it if you have the opportunity to do it? You have the knowledge to do it. You have the know-how, and you have the team and the people around you to support you and to help you, right? So we started doing it ourselves. It was a phenomenal idea. We've had some success. This girl was a teacher. She was literally a school teacher. And now she's selling internet marketing opportunity like this to local businesses and got 6-month contracts at $6,000, right? So I'm going to bring her on and let her share with you how that's done. I think it's pretty cool. How many of you are interested in joining OMG and being in the top 50 here? Just say yes if that's something you'd like to do tonight. I'm going to show you something real fast. I'm going to give you the link, but I do want you to see something. You know how a lot of people promise you that certain bonuses only last for certain amounts of time? We take this a step further, okay? Check it out. When you get here, all you've got to do is look at the top of your screen, okay, at the OMG All-Star Team. Now, the OMG All-Star Team, when you click on this, will list everyone who has enrolled in OMG in the last week with me that has joined the All-Star Team. You can see what number person you were. You'll know exactly what bonuses you get. As soon as you enroll, we will update the OMG All-Star leaderboard every night. So right now, you can look and see that we've had 36 people take action, get enrolled, and join OMG. What does that tell you? That tells you we have from 50 up to 50 will get you into the 50 bonus, right? So the bonus that we have still available. So what does that mean? You got 14 places left, and that's it. After 14 people have enrolled, then we will end the top 50 bonus, and we'll still be able to get the 100 and the 200 bonus, okay? So with that said, I will now show you where you can go to grab OMG. So this is the OMG link right here. It's go.thesc.com/OMG. Now, I would type this in the chat, but I have a feeling it's going to freeze up. Cotton, are you able to type that in for me?
Yes, I am.
All right, just type in http://go.thesc.com/OMG. That's where you'll want to go right now to get enrolled in OMG, to make it happen, to get enrolled, to get in on the leaderboard, and to be able to join us. I'm going to have to cut off Facebook Live now, so if you're watching on Facebook Live, thank you so much for joining the Success Connection, but we've got to let it go because the internet connection is so bad now that it's freezing up GoToWebinar. So we're going to turn off the Facebook Live connection there. That's just too much. So everybody is obviously still present here with us on GoTo, so that's what's really super, super important is that we're all here on the Success Connection. So with that said, I'm going to look through. If you've got any questions, ask me questions. Feel free to let me help you. I'm going to be giving away a $100 cash prize in just a minute, so stay tuned. You can see right there on the screen, I've got the $100 cash prize that is available. I'm going to just pull up my Facebook fan page here so that I can look at my comments and such. So we'll be giving that away in just a minute. And I'll be talking to you about the car, but I'm going to go in here and look at obviously what we're doing in terms of our enrollments. Now, there are two different options to join OMG, okay? So super, super important. When you get there, you will see that there are two different links to click. One lets you pay in full. One will let you pay with the payment plan, meaning the $6.99 a month. And remember, I want everybody to type in the chat box, how much is OMG year 2? How much is OMG on year 2?
Nothing.
That's right. It's free. OMG is free on year 2. So you only pay for OMG for 1 year, but you get lifetime access. And that's what's freaking cool because they really could just keep charging you for it. And it makes total sense to keep charging you for it. You know, I would for my time and my training and all these things. Not to say that I'm just mean and all this stuff, but it just kind of like it's your baby, it's your program, right? It looks like we've got June Post is in, Alex Ferfaro is in, and Barbara is in. So we've got 3 of those spots, so we now have 11. I can't update the leaderboard in real time because I'm on GoToWebinar, so I can't do that. But we've got 11 slots left. Yes, it is $6.99 a month for 12 months. After that, it's free. So you're not paying for this forever. It's literally a 1-year deal, and then you're done. And then you get to continue access to the program and continue access to all the knowledge, continue access to all the training, all the webinars, and really what's more important is continued access to the community. Because the community at OMG, I will tell you this, me personally, my experience, I can give you kind of like a third-party experience because I don't own OMG. But what I can tell you is I've been into a lot of events, and I have never seen an event with people that cared about each other, with people that it reminded me of the Success Connection, but in a live event, right? I know a lot of people are going to be joining, us at Build Sim Profit Live. I got the idea of this whole Build Sim Profit Live because I wanted to be able to connect with my students even more so than I'm doing now on webinars. And what's interesting about OMG is I saw the same kind of family atmosphere in a live event. It got me really excited. I have to say I was stoked about it because I saw that they cared about each other, they helped each other, and they furthered each other's successes. And that's what I really wanted to see for everybody. I wanted to see everybody have that kind of atmosphere, right, on the Success Connection. And that's what I see in the OMG community. And that's one of the things that I think is the most valuable. So can everybody say thank you to Cotton tonight? Just say thank you to Cotton for being here. We've got so many people, we've got so many people that have learned an awful lot, right? And we've also got a ton of people that are already OMG members on the webinar anyway. In fact, probably half of everybody on here is already an OMG member. And that's great. So, I mean, you guys know then that it's great when I can come on and I can tell you about a product or a training, and so many of you already have it that it's kind of like a given that it's awesome, right? And then it just builds another level of trust, that I've vetted this, that I've worked really hard to bring you a good product, a good program. And I don't teach this kind of stuff. I don't teach local and SEO and all that stuff. I don't teach that. It's not, I'm in email marketing, right? And if I stretch outside of email marketing, it's probably going to be on e-commerce because that's what Adrian is doing, So that's where I'm at. That's kind of the direction we're headed in. And this is just multiple streams of income, but it's great because it works together. It helps you to make the same, amount of money that you could make, but more, because now you can use these strategies. And it looks like Catherine said this is the first webinar that she's ever been on that actually gave away some free training that non-members can actually start to make money with. Think about that. That's the kind of value we bring, and that's the kind of value we bring together. When you join OMG and you're already a part of the Success Connection, you can expect a lot of value just like that. Todd, do you mind putting that URL back in the chat box for me? A couple of people asked for it, but I am unable to do anything in the chat box. Looks like we have another new member. Deborah Willis is in. So now we're up to 40 members. So we have 40 members that are now in on OMG and OMG All-Star. So we have 10 more slots left in our top 50 on the leaderboard, which will obviously give you access to the bonus for the top 50, the first 50 to enroll. So we do have that. If you have any questions about OMG, I haven't really had any questions because I don't think I've shut up long enough to get any questions. Does anybody have a specific question about OMG that maybe we can answer, and maybe we can help you if there's anything you really need help with, or any questions you might have about the product, about the training, about anything? Feel free to throw it here in the chat box because I'd love to make sure all questions are answered. Let's see. Gary Hess says, I signed up. Am I on your list? Gary, did you sign up tonight? Because if you signed up tonight, I didn't see you on my list. So Gary says he signed up tonight. Let me look, Gary. I don't know. I don't see Gary on my list. Oh, wait, maybe that's him. No, that's not him. That's Anton is on my list. So Cotton, maybe you could check on Gary for me.
Sure.
Gary, it's very possible that we just didn't get the notification on it. Let's see.
No, is it Gary Hess?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in.
Okay, just maybe for some odd reason I didn't get the email there. I got Harris Freed. Harris, you just came in, so I didn't get Gary Hess.
Yeah, we got Gary Hess. We got Barbara Bedford, Raphael Balio, Deborah Willis, and Harris Freed just came through right now.
Okay, yeah, we got June Post that came in. I'm going to try to update the ClickFunnels page here, the OMG All-Star page, and I will add Cotton, what probably happened is it just didn't, I guess, show that it was a referral. So
little delay.
we'll probably have to just manually do that because we want to make sure we get Gary here on the leaderboard here, because I think at that point, I'm trying to count, guys, hold on just a second, because so many of you have joined. I want to make sure if you're trying to get in only to get your first 50 bonus, that you actually get in for the first 50, so hold tight and let me do this. I don't know if there's any other specific questions. Cotton, do you see any specific questions coming in about OMG other than, did you get my enrollment?
You know, I wish I did. I'm kind of spinning right now again and locked up on the questions. I can't see any. Yeah.
It's
Otherwise,
so fun to be on the go-to spinning wheel. I have to say that.
Go ahead,
it looks like we're at 43. I'm gonna get, what was Gary? What was your last name? Just type it in the chat box for me, because looks like Mike Morehouse just came in, but I want to make sure that I get Gary on here.
Mm-hmm. Stephen, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was going to say I've been monitoring the questions and answering them as they come up. The only questions really are about what we trained on tonight, and the rest of the training is inside of OMG. So the ways to address that issue, like say if the site is not WordPress, for example. But other than that, it's just, hey, I'm in, glad to be here, awesome webinar, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, Gary, I'm putting you on here. Even though I don't have your notification, I'm sure it's just a delay here. So we'll update that. So you guys can check the page again, and you'll see we're up to 44. So we have 6 slots left in our top 50. And I'm going to go ahead and give away the $100 cash prize, because I don't want anybody to sit here. Yes, June, I got you. Don't worry about it. I don't want anybody to have to sit here and wait if they are not needing to. Okay, so let's go to my Facebook page now. This is the URL. Cotton, can either of you type that in?
Stephen, do you have any access to type it in?
Yeah, absolutely. Just give me 1 second.
Awesome. We just want to type in go.dsc.com/Facebook. And what we want to do is go down here to the full live stream where it says going live on the Success Connection. You guys will see that we've already got 586 comments. What I want to do is get some comments on there. What I'm looking for is hashtag never give up. That's what I want to see. I want to see a lot of hashtag never give ups. Do it on, okay, you got to do it on my Facebook page, hashtag never give up. That's where I'm going to pick our winner from tonight. I'm going to give away $100 cash money right now, tonight, because you guys rock, all right? And because, of course, hey, at the end of the day, I love all my students, so I'm going to give away as much cash as I possibly can. All right, you'll be able to see it. I'm going to try to put it in the chat box. Let's see. Go.dsc.com/Facebook. There we go. Should be in the chat box right now, and in fact, there it is right there. All right. Go.dsc. This is our $100 cash giveaway, so you want to dial in and pay close attention right here. Okay. Close attention. There we go. Looks like lots of people paying close attention here. Looks like we got a new member. Franklin Ramirez is now in. So we now have a few less slots available. We are up to 45 slots taken. So we have 5 slots available now, 5 slots. Congratulations on jumping in to Franklin. That is really cool. We're excited to have you on board. All right. Just pulling up our GoToWebinar here. It says Carolyn. Cotton, can you check and see if Carolyn Powell is on or is in?
I do not see her.
All right. Carolyn says she just...
No, Thomas Powell.
Thomas Powell. Okay, so you see Thomas Powell.
Yes, I do.
All right, I don't see that one either, so we'll need to make sure we've got that one situated, because now we have 4 of our bonuses available. So I'm going to go on and put Thomas Powell in here. So we now have 4 of our top 50 bonuses available. All right, I'm going to go back and check my. Sorry, I was just making sure that everybody is well taken care of. So
Also have a Caroline Thomas, a Devin Chandrika, and a Shani Smith just came in.
Okay. Do you think you could message me those? Because I don't have any of those. Because we want to make sure we keep the top 50. Let me refresh my Facebook here. We'll pick our cash prize winner because that's always important. All right, scrolling on down here. It looks like we've got tons and tons of comments. Leave your comments here. Super, super, super important. All right, we got a Shanice Smith, a Devin Chandrika, and there's Caroline Thomas. She just came in. It just took a second there. So Shanice Smith, we are probably going to be out of our top 50 bonus here. I think we might only have one more left. I'm just updating it in real time for you guys because I always feel like it's fair. I want you to be able to see, like, if it's available, it's available. And these are hard closed bonuses. So, I mean, it's okay if you don't get into the top 50 and you need a couple days and you get in the top 100. That's okay too because, I mean, you still get your bonuses, right? Now, Caroline Thomas is probably the same thing as Thomas Powell, I'm guessing. So we will leave that off. All right, so looking at it real quick, we are at 48. So we have 2 of our bonus slots available. All right, I'm going to refresh this real fast. If you guys have been leaving comments, you're about to win $100. Here we go. All right, going down. Now we're up to 706. So we're just going to view all the comments. Let me show you how we do this. We do it Success Connection style. We just sit here and just open up all these comments, and then we just go through them like this, right? We go through the comments, and we randomly pick somebody that has left us messages. Now, this is random every single week. However, women tend to win all the time. I don't know why, okay? I can't help it. But what we're going to do is go through it. We're going to go from the bottom to the top, right? That's the way we roll. And we're just going to keep going back and forth on here, and we're going to pick a winner. And then I'm going to PayPal you instantly tonight. And then we're going to talk about, the free car giveaway. So hang tight after I do this. Here we go. All right, going back from the bottom to the top, and we're going to stop here. What about Linda? Linda, are you still with us? We need to make sure Linda is still here. Linda Bokist, maybe. Hopefully I am pronouncing your name right. Sometimes Linda's here. Linda, put your PayPal address in the chat box for me. I'm going to go ahead and PayPal you $100 right now. And then we're going to talk to everybody about the car giveaway. So you don't want to go anywhere. Give me like 2 minutes, and we're going to get the car giveaway information to you because that is super, super important. All right, I got Linda's PayPal. So one of the things that we do on the Success Connection, because I like to do things that other people don't do, is I actually give away the money while I'm live. And the reason I do it is because I know me, and I know I'll forget, and then you'll hate me, and you'll think that I don't fulfill my promises, and I hate that, and I hate to feel that way. So I literally do this live. It takes me 2 seconds, but at the end of the day, you know what it does? It proves to you that I do what I say I'm going to do, and that I care about my students, and that's all that matters to me. So we're going to make it happen right this minute, and just like magic, you should have your $100 right now. Feel free to post on Facebook and say that you got your $100. Everybody say congratulations. Everybody say congratulations, because that's how we do it here. All right, we congratulate everybody that joins, because when they join, when they win money, all these things, look, it's all part of the Success Connection community and family, right? That's what we want. That's what I've been working towards for I don't even know how long now, right? Is to just build up this rapport with all of you to where it's not just about who wins the money. It's about the entire, the entire community, all of us, having a good time and doing what we need to do to be successful. So I am super, super, super excited that all of you are here. Now, who wants to hear about the free car giveaway? Just say yes if you want to hear about the free car giveaway real fast. And then we'll wrap up, and those of you that want to hang out for a minute, we'll hang out with you. That's what we do. We never run anybody off. You know me, I can talk for hours and days, right? But my goal is always, of course, to give you guys value. Okay, great. So a lot of people want to hear about it. So check this out. I'll give you the for this, but this is the free car giveaway. Here's how it works. I'm giving away a $10,000 car, meaning I'm going to buy you the car and I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm not going to lease it. I'm not going to buy it back. I'm giving it to you for free, which means if you want to sell it a year from now or a day from now, you can, right? Here's how you win. Oddly enough, you don't have to buy anything. There's no raffle. You don't have to be in the United States. Here are the rules, and here's how it works. You have to be following me on all social media sites, meaning you have to be on my fan page, you have to be on my Twitter page, you have to be on my Instagram, and you have to be on my YouTube. Why? Because I'm going to announce the winner on one of my social media platforms. If you're not following me, you're not going to know. So you need to be on all of my social media, and you need to be engaged, which means you need to actually know what's going on, right? Stalk me. Somebody just said stalk me. That sounds great. My fan page is not full. If you're trying to get on my fan page and you think it's full, it's because you're trying to go to my personal page. You got to like my fan page. The link on this page will take you there. All right. You have to attend our Success Connection webinars. That means you can't go missing every week. You have to actually be here. We track this stuff. We'll get an attendee report when we leave. I'll know exactly who was here. Believe it or not, I know who's here and who's not. Okay, once you do that, you'll have an opportunity to win the $10,000 car. Now, these are some of the cars that I found online for 10 grand. BMWs, Mercedes, SUVs, all kinds of things. These are pretty cool cars, and they're only $10,000, right? I was shocked at how much you could get for 10 grand. So you can pick it though. You can pick whatever car you want. Go on eBay, find a car, 10 grand or less, I'll buy it for you, right? Here are the notes. I'm not leasing it, I'm buying it, okay? You can't miss our live trainings, which means you have to be back here next week. You have to be back here every week, right? It's an engagement exercise, okay? I'll announce our winner live on one of our social media platforms, and you have to be willing to let me fly to your house and deliver the car, okay? So you have to be willing to meet. If I'm going to buy you a car, I would honestly like to meet you. I know that might sound crazy, but it really isn't all that crazy. So I'd like to meet you. And then you have to be of driving age. I cannot buy a 14-year-old a car. So if you are on the webinar and I happen to select you and you're 14 years old, I can't give you the car. I'm going to have to pick somebody else. Okay? How many of you are cool with this? Just say yes if you're good with this. Yes? Awesome. And if you're on Facebook, post a lot of yeses. Awesome. All that stuff. And you can leave me comments right here on this page. So how do you get to this page? Super simple. There's a website we've set up right here, go.dsc.com/free car, okay? go.dsc.com/free car. I'm going to just post it in the chat box for you. There you go. go.dsc.com/free car. All you got to do is go to that page and simply just leave a comment, read through it, make sure you go to all the links so you're on my social media, and you'll have a chance to win a free car. How many of you are excited about the Success Connection? How many of you like your Success Connection teacher? How many of you would like to continue to be on the Success Connection? I see lots of people saying yes. That's what it's all about. So it's all about helping you guys to be more successful and have more success in your lives. That's what we want to bring every single week, week in and week out. And so I'm excited that we were able to do it for you, and I'm excited that all of you are excited about the opportunity, not only to win a free car. I mean, winning a free car is great, but it's all about the knowledge that you get along the way, right? And that's what it's really all about for me. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap things up tonight. I want to thank you Cotton, thank you Stephen, thanks everybody for being here. I think we've had a great training session. I think our students feel like this is one of the best webinars they've ever been on.
It's honored that they would think that.
I saw tons of comments. In fact, we have like somewhere north of 10,000 comments in GoToWebinar right now, not to mention the 1,000 that are on Facebook. So we've had a great time, a great experience. I think everybody's had a great experience. We've given away $100. We're giving away a car, and we've got a lot of people that have joined OMG. And everybody can go to the website you see on the screen. You can see who's joined OMG because I've been updating it in real time. So you can actually see, this is one of the opportunities where you can see the people that are become part of your community, part of your network. It's not this, this kind of like, well, did somebody really join? No, we've actually got the names of everybody that joined, so it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys will enjoy it so much. I want to thank you all for being here. It's been just a ton of fun for me. OMG Week has been a lot of fun because I know that my students are getting a ton of value, and that's what I value the most, is the fact that you guys are getting a lot out of this, and not just a lot of, not just a great opportunity to join something, but you've actually learned a lot on these webinars that's going to help you. That's going to help you be successful and help you make more money in your business. And that, to me, is like the ultimate, right? Is being able to help you be successful, make money, and thrive. So who's going to be back next week on the Success Connection? Just say yes. I see lots of yeses coming in. Awesome. Well, listen, again, thank you for being here. When we get off, leave me a ton of comments on Facebook. Hit like and share and just pound it away. Make sure it just looks crazy and it goes crazy viral, because all it's going to do is go out to all of my other students. It didn't go to anybody else. It's just all the people that miss, right? So let them know what they missed. Let them know how bad they should have been on the Success Connection Live tonight. Thanks again, Stephen Cotton, for being here. Everybody, I hope you have a phenomenal weekend, a safe weekend, but a productive weekend. And I look forward to seeing you right here next week, same place, same time, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Success Connection. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.